Eugenio Montejo, and he's a poet from Venezuela, or was a poet from Venezuela. And it's a book called The Trees. And so I'm going to read a poem called The Trees later, but there's a little piece of at the end where he's written a thing called Fragments. So I'll just read that out for the time being. So it goes like this. The crime against life. Archibald MacLeish said, the worst of all crimes is not to feel. Not to feel the world, not to feel life in its numerous mysteries. In the constant simplicity it shows, forms and truth a deeply serious mutilation. Nevertheless, it is important not only to feel, but to learn to feel, to learn to define the boundary between true feeling and simple arousing of emotion, which is the most common and spurious substitute. In The Fully Emotional Man, W.B. Yeats tells us his father advised him, the least awakening of feeling forms a harm. I'll say that again. The least awakening of feeling forms a harmony in which every chord of every feeling vibrates. Excitation is by itself an insufficiently emotive nature, the common vibration of one or two chords alone. To learn to feel, this task alone, which is nothing small, would do more to form a young poet than all the apprenticeship devoted to knowledge of literature, rules, fashions, etc. The manuals frequently forget this essential fact, without which every creative attempt is useless. Through feeling, you can validly conquer the language which expresses it. Feeling itself, when it is legitimate, creates its own form of the possibility of inventing it. The opposite, in contrast, is less probable. How to get down from the web of formalities to the emotional nakedness of the world.
Beautiful. Lovely.
So,
Great. Okay, I'm going to share the screen now and just so I'm going to just start. The couple of people that are due, I've just moved one of them to a bit later. The order is just going to change slightly. So hopefully they'll be here and we can, just change the order. So welcome everybody. It's great to see you all again after just the success and beauty of the last poetry event. We thought just to carry on and book some more of these in. So thank you all for coming. I'm Hannah, so I'm the artist development manager at Outside In, but today I'll be sort of like the tech host, so I'll be doing stuff in the background. So if you're not speaking, just make sure that you're on mute, and then when it's your go to share, if you can manage your mute button. If you're having any problems though, let me know. We've got the chat function, so please feel free to leave any feedback or comments during people's poetries. It's a really nice way to leave some positive encouragement there. I'm recording the session. We put the last poetry event on our website, which is a really lovely thing to watch. So I'm going to hand over to Brian now, who'll be chairing the event and starting us off. So over to you, Brian.
all right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me back again. I was really kind of amazed by the poetry session that we had last time. So it's really good to be back here again and to sort of see familiar faces and new faces. And I look forward to what other people have got to read tonight. It's no small task, is it, to read one's own poetry. I think and I think this is quite a good format for people to do it from their own homes and things like that. The poem I've chosen is again by Eugenio Montejo, and originally him being a poet from Venezuela, it would be in Spanish, but I've got the translation here. So it's a poem called The Trees. I thought because with lockdown and things like that, I've certainly noticed trees a lot more. So this is what he's wrote. The trees. The trees speak so little. You know, they spend their entire life meditating and moving their branches. Just look at them closely in autumn as they seek each other out in public places. Only the oldest attempt some conversation, the ones that share clouds and birds, but their voice gets lost in the leaves, and so little filters down to us, nothing really. It's difficult to fill the shortest book with the thoughts of trees. Everything in them is vague, fragmented. Today, for instance, on the way to my house, hearing a black thrush shriek, the last cry of one who won't reach another summer, I realized that in his voice, a tree was speaking, one of so many, but I don't know what to do with this sharp, deep sound. I don't know in what type of script I could set it down. And it's for me, it's that whole kind of, I've been out taking photographs of trees and things like that. It's trying to capture that, I don't know, trees just seem to sort of like just stay there for a very long time, but they're always changing, evolving, and they're full of life. There's life going on in them all the time. Even dead trees, there's insects and fungi growing in them and things like that. So they're living organisms, really. So I really enjoy that poem. So I think the first poet on my list is Julia. I don't know if she's here at the moment.
No, Julia's not here, so we're just going to go on to Collie, if that's okay.
Okay. Hello, Collie.
Hi, okay, I'll go.
All right. Hello there.
I'm prepared. Thank you for having me. It's wonderful to be here again. Is my volume all right? Perfect, thank you. This is it's a longish poem that I wrote. It's basically about COVID and lockdown and stuff. Mask on, mask off. Mask on, mask off. Eyes peering over the top. Emotions and expressions erased. What did you say? Do you sign? You don't know how. Right. I can't read your lips through your mask on, mask off. A conscious consideration of virus control, March to June, FaceTime and Zoom, friends meet online instead of coffee shop and park in the sunshine. Mask off, mask on. It's different and new, changed ways in these strange days. We do what we do to get through, to stay safe. Monitors on, connection strong. Connection. Together, linked, joined, support, part of a process to strike up rapport, connect with pals not seen for, check in and check on, accept, mask on, lips gone. Times agreed, invites sent, calendar updated, link and password cascaded on, we're on, hooray! The first day of on-screen meets, waving and laughing and crack overlapping, catching up, it's vibrant and alive, cups of tea and glasses of wine, you show me yours and I'll tell you mine, and mask off, mask on. Like a child, outside a sweet shop, aching to go in and gorge, I watch the animated talk, faces jumping from one to another, friends laughing, and already I'm mask on, mask off. I join in the moment, open a chat. What did Jan say? Oh, we're a minute, Collie, I can't type that fast. Oh, hang on a bit, and like, words fade. Sorry, Collie. Mask on, mask off. They forgot. They didn't remember that I'm deaf. I speak like them and I manage so well that they, bye, same time next week. Mask on, Zoom off. I'm exhausted, frustrated and bereft. I pretend it's okay to make them, to say would make them feel what, but how do I feel? My deafness has always been my deal, my thing to manage. As mask times continue, I find courage to be me, to be deaf, not hearing, not pretending, not acceding or accepting, not less than. My secret is out. My struggle is public, and I, behind masks and without captions, I am lost. In real life, when I can see, I laugh along, copying others as they rush ahead, their words mumbled, jumbled, unheard, quickly said, always on the edge of understanding. Online, it slipped their mind. I'm good at faking, but turn off the laptop and I shrivel inside. Cyber life has made me pause. Groups and mates and workshops have sped ahead. Friends forged their bonds, continued life, and I'm the little girl outside the shop window, nose pressed on glass, looking in, wanting to belong, eat the candy, but mask off, mask on. I see you, the real you. You left me. Thank you.
Oh, that's amazing. It's been it's been a very difficult year, hasn't it, Collie?
Yeah, it's certainly been interesting. I've been very lucky that I've had lots and lots of online performances to do. The thing with some of it though is that I mix a lot with both deaf and hearing people, and the online stuff that's been accessible has been just phenomenal. And it's given me a lot of side work as well. A lot of performance stuff has come up from it, and unfortunately it's lost me a lot of contacts with hearing people, because I belong to 2 writing groups, and support from them has been really, really lovely, but it's not always possible to interact with writing groups because they're all hearing, and best will in the world, it's just hard. It's hard. And there are other people who have just literally forgotten about me because I cannot join in their group chats. All in all, that's where the art comes from. That's where the poetry lies. I think it was Wilfred Owen said that the poetry was in the pity.
Right.
Create art from tragedy.
Yeah, it's that thing about the feeling, isn't it? About how it sort of makes you feel, and needing to get that feeling out, or sort of contain it, or somehow manage it and express it and channel it into a different area, really, I suppose. But
well, yeah, you can do 2 things, can't you? You can just sit and think, oh God, this is awful, and hide in a corner, or you can roll up your sleeves and get your biro out, which is, what I did. I've literally written reams and reams of stuff, and a lot of it is just funny, and a lot of it just really, is pinprick pointed. This is a reality of it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
All right. So next, I think we've got Kevin. Is that right, Hannah?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Are you there, Kevin?
Hello.
Hello, Kevin.
Yeah. Have you got my images? Oh, right, great. The paintings that you can see or will see are not related exactly to my poems, but I just wanted to quickly say that this one was at Tully House in 2013 as part of the Outside In exhibition at Tully House, which is in Carlisle. It's a museum and art gallery. Anyway, I'll read this first poem. It's called Age. Age-related, careless words, not in the curriculum that I know, relative to description, that over time weave a fabric of our lives. Ethics, things we stumble across, shared values, tap out the rhythm, making way for new beginnings, values, order, so sublime. Ideas gleaned from dreams, exceptional circumstances, beggars on the streets, waving, always waving. Conversations with the past, challenging the here and now, digging through the photographs, shocked by what has changed. Who is that? Where was that? Was that me? Did I wear that? Heavens above, spare me. What a thought. What will they think? Can I escape the clutches of a lost horizon? Replace the past years with the now. Wander through my youth with circumspection, aiming higher than ever I did before. Next image, if you like, yeah. This one I'm not reading, but you might be able to read it yourselves. It was called and is called Interview. I wanted to show it simply because I did a short series of works in which I used my manuscripts to become paintings as well. And so that's something I find hard to do now because of my eye condition, which prevents me from reading my own handwriting. So I tend to work with always composing things on the laptop. But anyway, this next poem is called Radio. Radio, radio cooking, recipe for disaster. Oven ready, sink close by, bowl, spoon, can opener, mug, frozen peas, waste not, want not. Bus is coming, not for me. Window ledge, keep the key. Out there I can see, vaguely, a tree. I know it well. I planted it. Years go by. I know it well. I planted it. The bench, frail. Hear the trellis, I think. Lavender, heavenly. We loved it. Evening, sunset, more and more. Miss her more and more.
Thanks, Kevin.
Poem, sorry.
Thank you. That's good.
Thank you. The next poem is 1 year on. 1 year on is all it takes to see the world has changed its shape. Not the one on the classroom wall, but a view and a feeling that disturbs us all. Did we fail to heed the call, slow to act, and change direction, a mask to cover incomprehension, while others gasped for breath. After the races, after the glee, loss is reckoned over time. Super spreaders grace our tongues, describe new language, oh so grim. Back to the normal, 1 week on. Back to the normal, 1 month on. Back to the normal, 1 year on and counting. Summer sunshine weakens our resolve. Non-essential, not for sale. Waiting lists forgotten. Vaccinations, 1, then 2. Test and trace, the holiday. Back to the garden, back to the wall. Waiting and wondering, is that all? Just quickly, this painting was done in Arizona, near the Grand Canyon, back in 1974. It's been exhibited in several museums, and yeah, it's one I'm very fond of. It's called Tasuke, which is a Navajo for dry spotted place, and I painted it in a place called the Grand Canyon Trading Post in a barn, and I served gas for the proprietor while I was doing that painting, and I was there for 2 months. My last poem, if you want to move on to the other ones, this one is called Strength in Numbers. It's been in several galleries again. It was based on the pier at Saltburn on the East Coast. This last one is a bit shorter than the other 3. It's called Repetition. Do I have to repeat myself to make a point? The clatter of machinery that never stops. Daily life replicates itself in all manifestation. The enduring notion that things just never change. Fashion opposes endless repetition. Humans, such as we are, get bored and decide to do something about it. Repetition is a tyrant. Singularity, that's what we need. Only one Shakespeare, only one Beethoven, only one Rembrandt, only one Michelangelo. You get the idea. Days can be boring. Nights much the same. Tea and toast repeated, sliced bread just the same. Endlessly repeated, endlessly the same. Endlessly repeated, endlessly the same. Thank you. That painting is a very big painting. It's about 12 foot wide. And I did a series of triptychs. These were back in the late 70s. And yeah, next one, if you like, just quickly go. This one, the previous one was called The Red and the Black. This one is called The State Withers Away. Next one, please. This is called Urban Flag. It's probably the more recent work I've done on canvas, done last year. Yeah, and that's probably the last one, I think, of my contribution. Yep.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much too.
Yeah. So was it all right reading those poems for you?
Sorry?
Was it all right reading those poems?
Yeah, it is. I have a macular degeneration, which makes writing or reading books very hard. So
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of radio, and I also have impaired hearing, but I can hear with my hearing aids. Yeah, it's kind of strange in a way. I can paint, but at the moment I'm concentrating on the poetry
Sure,
and
yeah.
writing about things from the past, which is ironic because the first painting you saw was called Don't Look Back.
Good stuff. Good stuff. The
Thank
colours
you.
look amazing. It's always difficult to tell on a laptop screen, but you could
Yeah.
tell with the triptych that it was a big painting somehow.
Well,
could just
that one's
work
fairly
out.
big, but some of the biggest one I did, yeah, was about 12 foot wide. And there's quite a few of these triptychs that I still have in my barn.
Right. Right, we better move on because I'm aware of the time.
Yes,
So
right.
we've got Richard next, is it?
Yeah, so Julia isn't here yet, so I'll just whiz past in case she comes. So yes, over, I think Richard's here, so yeah. Yeah.
Right, I'm here, yeah.
Hey, Richard.
Right, okay. They came and they saw us just before they kicked us, calling us names and calling us hated.
I'm sorry, Richard. This is Peter, the interpreter. There's a little bit of a problem with your sound. Your voice is going in and out.
Right, I also have a speech impairment, Peter.
Oh, okay.
So I stammer. Right,
Okay.
however, I'm simply reading from screen.
Fantastic. Thank you for letting me know.
Right, and if I can remind Hannah, after I've read a screen, if you can pass it on to the next one. Klaus, he is the backwards man. It gets David Bowie flash wrong. He does it on purpose. I'm all locked down on lockdown, writing single line haikus for my love.
Nice.
Blue machinery attacked innocent people on their way to work. As the sun goes down, the chickens come home to roost, eggs in the morning. I'm all locked down on lockdown, feeling the darkness settle all around. Blue machinery easily overpowered by yellow sunshine. Faded whites will turn green, too much washing machine beats sound from an upstairs window. Holly's bus stop reached number 5 such a long time ago, hopping on the open platform, size 9s, a dream scene from Essex, land of the discotheque, with no night buses going home, Holly. I'm all locked down on lockdown, listening for blackbirds in the dawn chorus. Capture the day-to-day like walls and dustbin lids to leave signs of what life was like before. Danger, deep blue water, still stagnant, dumb, diseased like conservative policies with fleas flying, biting your skin, buzzing on the outside, irritation you let walk in poison. And I'm all locked down on lockdown, looking for a way to get through these times. Don't send me back there, the callous institution I once called my home. Beneath the sea you hide in places you survive, mighty ones now with fallen pride ashamed. I'm all locked down on lockdown, open windows circulating winter. Earth's wrinkled skin cracks, dehydration makes it dry, unable to feed. Vibrant, we supercrips turning from blue to red like true gold-winning medalist heroes. Come on, turn us on last. Afterthought of wheelchairs always follow Olympians. Fellows. I'm all locked down on lockdown, trying not to freak out at the death count. From my lonely room, two-dimensional conflicts seeking global peace. Happy smiling face, cynicism bugs me out. Why so skeptical? I'm all locked down on lockdown, watching shadows steal sly across my wall. Her foot on my stone blue heart, trampling my life into a state of submission. But have you ever thought how much heart is in our hearts? Don't you just love it? I'm all locked down on lockdown like an engine softly ticking over. Here stands a monolith of civic dignity, burnished gold built on workers' soul protest, fight back against the yoke New Year honours bestow with change, status, newly stationed, corrupt. But a minor mollusk clinging to rocks for dear life, like a miracle. I'm all locked down with no particular place to go, Chuck. And thank you. Right, and I'm sorry I was late.
No worries. Great that you're
No.
fantastic.
Yeah, amazing. Amazing. It was like a song cycle, wasn't it? It's like a, you know, the way you kind of do I'm all locked down on lockdown. It's like, did you do that on purpose? There's a...
Right, so I did, yeah. Right, it appeared every third poem.
Yeah, so the whole thing works as a cycle and things like that. Yeah. Incredible. I was thinking of when I was listening to, because for me it was like a song, you know, like you're singing a song or whatever, and so there's like a lyricism in it, but also there's a poem by Walt Whitman called "I Hear America Sing."
Okay, yeah.
And it was just like that kind of thing about your voice is kind of like speaking for like a lot of people, really, isn't it?
Right, I hope so. That's my right intention, is why I'm socially engaged. Right, I want to speak for myself, but I want to speak for others as well.
Yeah. Amazing. I missed the David Bowie bit. I missed it. Because, you know, you've got like the pictures at the bottom of the screen and things like that. It just covered up some of the words and things like that. So I'll look. We'll be able to see these again, can't we, Hannah? Sort of the words and things like that. So that's great. Sort of one of the things is that it's always like digesting the words, really, isn't it? Sometimes it takes a bit of time to digest all the words that are happening and things like that. But fantastic images as well.
Okay, thanks a lot, Brian.
Thank you.
Appreciated observations.
Right, so the next person we've got is John Bishop. Are you there, John?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, just unmuted.
Hi, John.
Okay.
Hello. Yeah, it's kind of nice to be here. Thank you very much. When was lockdown started, I kind of got involved with something that was happening on the internet. It wasn't. It was like you just typed in something and it threw out a lot of words or several words, and you had to create an image to it. And so that's what I was doing with this first image, really. And I started to use an Action Man figure that I've had for a long time. I've made several images, all sorts of different ones, but I wrote a poem. I did this to the poem I wrote, which is called A Lockdown Breakfast. And I wrote this on the 12th of May, 2020. So shall I read it? Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. I was talking to my breakfast this morning. It didn't say much. No snap, no crackle, not even a pop. It just sat in the bowl, gormless. The man on the packet had that silly grin, almost mocking me. I'd been dreaming of my breakfast, thinking about my breakfast all night, thinking about getting up, pouring on the milk, sprinkling on the sugar. Oh, anticipating breakfast. How sad is that? And then, when you have eaten it, it's all gone, you no longer have it, and it's just a bowl. What's the blooming point? Should I look forward to another one the next day, the next morning, the same routine with no snap, no crackle, and no pop? Am I buying the wrong breakfast? Am I living the wrong morning? Orange juice. Ah, that would be nice. Out on a terrace overlooking the ocean, drowning in sunshine, a cool breeze. Maybe a continental breakfast, croissants and jam. Maybe a fizzy drink, maybe a box fizz, maybe a Prosecco or three, maybe champagne. At least talking to your breakfast would be a bit more acceptable when you're wobbly. But no, it's a lockdown breakfast, and I will just look forward to my jumbo oats with no snap, no crackle, not even a pop.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I tried to make them a bit light. I mean, I've been writing some pretty dark ones, but I've just been trying to make it a bit brighter.
So did you do the painting as well? Is that your painting?
It's a collage, yeah. It's a collage.
All right. I like the Quaker badge and the underpants.
Yeah, it's kind of. I've done about 20 or 30 using this kind of Action Man figure, using poetry and just several things that this computer, it's a bit like spin the dial, it throws up lots of random words.
Okay.
And then you had to create a work that went with it. So I quite had a bit of fun doing that for the first 6 months.
Yeah.
Then I got a bit fed up. Yeah. Anyway, I'll read the second one, which I wrote in 1995. And it's about when I was a young lad and living in Birmingham. I used to go to the museum and art gallery. Most of my weekends were spent in Birmingham, but I always ended up in a museum and art gallery because it was always raining or something. We just used to go in there to get out the rain, really. So this is called The Stuffed Tiger. Tiger, tiger, burning bright, in that cabinet on the right. His eyes all dirty and his furs all drab. He's down the passage by the spider crab. His mouth is wide open, but it makes no noise, but it scares the life out of the girls and boys. He's been in that museum since I was a kid, where out of the rain I went and hid. Many a Sunday, you'd find me there with the tiger, the crab, and the polar bear.
Is the tiger still there?
It's still there, I believe. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I used to be. He had a bit of a, his fur was a bit ruffled there, going back then. But it was always like you'd walk around the corner at the end of the gallery space, and it would be there like with it. That's probably as close as you'll get to it. That image.
All right.
It's all solid. Its tongue was solid and it was a bit of a mess. So anyway, that's me. Unless you want me to read one more, I've got one more I can read if you want.
Yeah, we're fine.
I don't know, I was a bit short on time. This is again going back to my childhood. So it's called The Engine on the Buzz, because I'm from Birmingham. So it's The Engine on the Buzz. Every time I took the bus, the number 55 from the top of our road, be it to the Pelham, Alum Rock, or into town, this from an early age with my mum. There on the bus, every time, and I mean every time, there will be an engine. Oh, how I love to see this engine, so brave in all his fine feathers, so fearless, so enchanting. He never sat inside with us. He was forced to sit outside. He sat there in the sun, the wind and the rain and the snow. I often pressed my mum and begged her to sit at the front where I could see him. Sitting there in fine and foul weather, we would sit under the sign which read, "No spitting on the bus." I often thought about that sign. I thought, why would anybody want to spit on the bus? It always baffled me. Sometimes on busy days, we were forced to stand. I would hold out for the platform where I could watch the rain, listen to the heavy tyres hum and spray. At stops, I had to dodge the onslaught of people who would cram on their heavy coats and umbrellas, pushing to get out of their ever-present deluge. Water from their coats and umbrellas would brush past me and onto me. As they moved along the bus, please, the ticket collector's machine rested on their hip, just inches from my face. Although on the back platform, I could not see my engine. I knew he was there, like a guardian angel. As I left the bus in the city or the Rock or the Pelham, I would struggle my mother to take her past the engine, saying, "See you later." He never moved or smiled or gave me a how. He just sat there, riveted to the spot, with that superior look on his face. My engine, my kind of guy. That's it, really. That's it. So that was about the guy bus. You know, the guy buses, they had the engine head on the front of the guy buses.
All right, now, well, it's
No,
that Birmingham thing, is it?
The guy buses had this Indian head emblem. It was always on the front of the radiator.
All right.
But it fascinated me as a kid. So that's me, really. Thanks very much.
Yeah, Boston, as my friend Andy would say.
It was a great bus. Yeah, it was always on the bus anyway. The engine, so it's spelt, incorrectly. You can't say that now. But when I was a kid, that was how it was. So.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. Right, we've got Val next. Yeah. Hello, Val. Are you there?
I think you're on mute, Val.
I unmute myself. I got the okay. Something happened to like everything got muddled up, and so I can talk to you. I can't see myself anymore, but I still have what I've got here, which I wanted to bring up. So hopefully you get it. And I'm sorry that I can't see you at the same time. What it is like, what I want to talk about is what was actually my journey is becoming actually an outside-in artist, also starting to write, starting to be a poet, starting to paint, everything. And I had quite a lot of a really difficult life, more or less. And what it actually came down to, that I felt for the whole of my life completely misunderstood. Really, from a really, really little child onwards, I felt completely misunderstood. And yeah, I mean, I got bullied as well. I was the fifth child with all my older brothers and sisters bullying me or just making fun about me. Yeah, okay, yeah, and just making all sorts of remarks, and I just felt I never got understood my whole life. I mean, now I'm going to reach 60 this year. And it never changes. You keep on being misunderstood. When you're young, you get misunderstood, and if you just draw back and just let them follow all over you, and then you just don't talk back to them, they say, "Oh, you have drawn." If you make a big noise, they say, "Oh, you're hyperactive," but whatever. I mean, I just managed to struggle through it all, and what I'm going to go through now. And I hope that Hannah is able to put the photos up, the images up, because I can't see anything anymore because something got messed up on my laptop. But what I'm going to go through is now, like, it was over 5 years ago, actually started my journey with Outset In, also started to come out, and because this was the first time when I actually wanted to come out and say something about being misunderstood, and I actually the first poem I'm going to read, which was just going along with a really little silly drawing, which I don't know if Hannah got it up or not.
Yeah, we
It's
can
just
see
the
it.
person. Yeah, the person you see is not a real me, so it's a really little sketchy type of thing. And the poem with it goes like, mirror, mirror on the wall, show me my true image of the all. Break through the dark, but splitters, all glitter, bitter litter of attributes thrown, blown, flown at me by tides and winds and lies of people not wanting to see the real me. Yeah. I mean, my first language is actually German, but actually my parents were refugees, World War II refugees coming to Austria, and I never associated with German too much. And so I really prefer to write in English, really. I came to the UK when I was only 20, and maybe I don't have actually a language which is my real language. I don't know. But it's good enough, I think. And if some words don't are not as good, are not perfect, just consider it's not my first language. But also, I couldn't write in German that well either. Okay, I went to uni in Austria. I went to uni to one university in Austria and to 3 universities in the UK. But still, the language is not an easy thing, really. Okay, then this was one of the first one. The next one was actually, I came out and actually went to social enterprise, free social enterprise opportunities, local, which were offered locally in my community, and which were about making a sort of something, a social enterprise, because I'd been on job seekers for over 20 years then. And then I said, I want to make an art exhibition. I want to just show everyone that actually people get misunderstood, that they don't get seen for their real selves, and they just want to get everyone come out and see that to get show yeah. And then it actually helped me a lot, because I got somebody who was working with me, and I really thought this is the first person who actually understands me. But then just this coming out and actually starting to reach out, it was this actually same year when I actually met Hannah the first time, and I thought, that's great, Outside In, that's wonderful. And then there comes my second poem now, which is actually, yeah, now you actually find some way, and you think there's somebody to help you, but they keep on looking for the people who actually go and who actually would be there to help you. And the second poem is called Looking for You. And this is like a image which goes with it, which is just like very emotional. I think it's just like, I mean, maybe looks very disorientated or whatever. And the poem goes, I have been, because I live in Bristol, and Bristol is a busy town. And so, okay, looking for you. I've been round town all day, looking at hundreds, maybe thousands of people, to see if I could find you, my friend. But there was only empty spaces, empty places, empty rooms and empty faces, lacking your smile. Don't wonder if I cry, soundless screams into an empty sky. Like, very often you just think, I mean, even you feel like screaming, you just feel like you can't scream really, or nobody's going to hear anyway. Okay, this was the second poem. And then, it doesn't mean that my life got much better, but actually it actually got better because I was able to express myself, and this is the secret portion of everything, really. If you're able to express yourself and able to see how you feel and everything, you know. So, and then afterwards, the last poem I want to read you is just like one which comes along with then actually it came up from like a few things up to like hundreds and thousands. I started to paint and write poetry. I mean, lots and lots of it, and write novels, everything. And it still didn't mean that I thought I found something, or no, not found. I mean, I found a lot of things, but it doesn't mean that you say, oh, A needs B, or A needs I don't know what, or you need like any sort of psychological type of stuff which fulfills anything you want in your life or need in your life. I mean, actually, if I have got more time, if I ever get more time, I will write psychoanalysis. I think Freud, I don't know, whatever. But really, no. I went to 4 or 5 units, and I could actually rewrite the psychoanalysis, but at the moment I'm still going further through poetry and doing all the other things. So the last poem I want to read out is one which I actually is an opening. It's not an opening where I say, oh, wonderful, now it's great. It's actually, okay, I don't mind. I'm going to be 60 now. You know, I didn't expect really much from my own self anymore in my life, but I just want to share whatever I learned, and I hope to be able to help others. This is what the poem is, maybe means. There are quite a lot of paintings which go with it, and I don't know if Hannah can put them up, and you can find more on my website entry, and also thing. But the last poem I want to read, the out is called "Thrown Away Boomerang Card." You know, boomerang, he threw this boomerang out, but it comes back again. And this was some image which I had. Okay, so the poem goes: "Thrown away boomerang card. Have thrown my heart into a black marble bowl, letting it get hacked into pieces on the sacrificial altar called love. Have thrown my mind into that abyss of feelings, letting it drown without care, swallowed by the darkest depths love can encounter. Have thrown my soul right into that endless blue sky, further away, sorry, I'm just reading it, further away than any ocean's deepest point. But it will return one day, like a boomerang, bringing love to the whole world. All right, so in the whole sort of big step of summer, it means like I'm here now. I just want to just spread whatever I learned. And you know, if you're like young and you're thinking how you're going to be like classified as one of the other, if you get old, get classified as one of the other. But just keep strong, just express yourself. And I mean, if you lose something, maybe it comes another way somewhere, whenever, you know, but don't give up. And otherwise, you know, it's I just hope to be able to contribute to something positive in the future. Right? Okay, thanks. Yeah, I hope I can see you again, because I lost you all, you know. But I will see if I can link back into the screen.
Yeah. Thank you,
thank
Val.
you. Yeah, thanks.
We
Cheers.
could see you. Thank you for sharing all that. And
yeah, thanks. Yeah.
There's a lot of raw emotion there, isn't there? So
Yeah, that's me, you know.
it's good. It's good to sort of, you know, share it.
Yeah, I mean,
know,
it's
thank
just
you.
like people keep on being told that they just can't talk up, can't also have to behave. But you know, like 2-year-old is has just as many emotions which they don't want to keep inside as a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
So I just want to just make sure that we're just supporting everyone who has got emotions in their lives. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We're here.
Yeah.
We're here and alive. So, you know.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Okay. Great.
All right, thanks. We've got Sue next. Sue Mobley.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Sue. You all right?
Yes, thank you.
Good.
Loved all your loved everyone's poems. I'm guessing if you're as filthy rich as the Beckhams, that you're not suffering as much as many people in the lockdown. And this poem is a bit of a dig at the Beckhams because of their being so filthy rich, disgustingly rich. So it's my way of getting back at them. It's not nasty, but it's a bit, you know, bit pointed. It's called Brand It Like Beckham, after the film Bend It Like Beckham. There he lies in all his spread-eagled glory, golden balls bulging under white branded pants that, oh my gosh, Victoria is never going to wash. He's taken up the space left vacant by the place in Playboy, where the last beautiful bunny has picked her clothes up off the floor and hurriedly covered up, as if from a sordid one-night stand. And just as you thought it was safe to go back into the media, there's Bex selling boots or smelly stuff or pants or sex. It's pants, it's pants, it's pants, all right, but not just any pants. These are fancy pants with names across those famous hips that soon will be on all our lips. Brands may rise and brands may fall. You and I have seen it all. When there's a goal to win the hand of every shopper in the land, the focus on those brilliant kicks has now moved upwards to his hips and to the bulges in his pants, and even higher to the pecs that make the brand of Posh and Becks. And what they're selling is, well, sex. As celebrities and royals compete to keep us shoppers at their feet, adoring them from near and far, from Harrods, Argus, even Spa. If Beckham's brand is in a fix, he does another ad for Twix or Wix. Hello, hello, I'm here again. And obviously I have no shame, because all is lost or all is won just looking at a person's bum. Thou art lovelier and more fair, especially without pubic hair. The legs that launched 1,000 kicks are now promoting selfie sticks. Fred Perry's just a t-shirt now, but there were times when he could wow the crowds with sleight of hand and backhand smash. It wasn't just about the cash, but gradually the game's moved on, and on to even bigger things. The brand is all, the prize is won. We'll soon be over the moon, my son. Romeo, Romeo, where art thou? I'm wearing Burberry right now. Football, football, do I care? It's all about the market share. I wear my model clothes with pride and take the millions in my stride. And even Carol Ann Dufy has put me in her poetry, although I'm not sure how I feel about her poem On My Heel. It's pants, it's pants, it's pants, all right, especially when they're so tight. But even though I'm such a winner, I can't get Posh to cook the dinner. Thank you.
Right. It was great. Do you enjoy reading that?
I do. Yes. It's
Have you
a kind of
read-
outlet. It's a kind of outlet.
Have you read it to anybody else before?
I've read it actually a couple of times, yes. Once at the Surrey Poetry Festival,
Mm-hmm.
and once in a little local, poetry gig.
Yeah. Did they enjoy it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know what people thought here.
Me, really funny.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
That was really good. It was really good.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's
Bit light-hearted.
yeah, I have to send it to the Beckhams now. Very good. It's yeah, it's business for them, isn't it? But anyway,
It's all a business, isn't it? All money.
Yeah. It's a kind of thing. Celebrity and business, it's go hand in hand. So we've got next. Is that it? Oh, we've got Angela. We've got Angela next. Hello, Angela. Are you there? I've got my screen on my different things. Hello, Angela. How are you?
Everyone, I'm good, thanks. Everyone's work is absolutely amazing. Loving it.
That's really good. You're up in Yorkshire, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. And what's it like up there at the minute?
It's not raining right at this very second, but that's a very short reprieve, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's not been too bad today. Just grey.
Okay.
Yeah.
A bit wet down here, but that's
Yeah.
what have you got?
Been interesting, hasn't it, recently, the weather?
Yeah. What have you got today then?
I've got a
This
poem.
evening?
Thank you for letting me share something with you today. I think Anna's got a slide for me. And if you click on it, something should come on.
Oh, there we go. So do I keep clicking?
Yeah, keep clicking.
Oh, I love this.
And again. Okay.
Yeah.
Then the next slide's actually got the words on, so if anyone wants to read it along while I'm reciting, that's fine.
I'll go on to the next one.
Yeah, okay. Well, I wrote this a little while ago, but when I saw there were an opportunity to share, I stumbled across it recently, and so I thought I'd just make that little bit of artwork to go with it today. So it's called Words. Words are nothing to me. They are everything. The songs in my heart march forth in battalions, dressed in red jackets and tall black hats. The pain, the blood, deep carved like the faces of warriors who have seen too many wars. No stomach left for it, except the necessity to strike before they are. Even that, in the end, rendered useless. Guilt-laden, laying down swords, bowing, walking away, never looking back. Finding a crevice, set roots, weathering the afterstorm best they can. Flags once waved, now half-mast. Hearts ripped and minds blown, no salve, except words. Tripping from lips bruised by the unsealing, salted and raw. Anger, spit, shovelled into the soil. Seeded, grown to bloom. Latin or common, no matter, nurtured she will flourish. Healing withered hearts. Smiling beginning, no words needed. Everything captured in one easing breath and the scent of yet to come. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, great. That's good.
Yeah.
Thank you. So you wrote that in 2017.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the trigger for that then?
I can't remember off the top of my head because that's the way my brain works now.
All right.
It was something, it would have been something that was maybe happening or someone I came into contact with. Yeah, a bit of this and that. The artwork's actually, you can't tell because it's very deconstructed. But I chose a picture of a poppy that I took last summer.
Okay.
Because it reminds me of the sort of the soldiers and the battles and things. But we can all battle, can't we?
Yeah. I mean, lines like hearts ripped and minds blown. I mean, that's kind of, you know.
I have worked more recently with veterans as well. So,
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just quietly reading it whilst I just there's a kind of like lot to take in there, isn't it? Sort of to.
It's quite a big one.
Yeah.
I've got something a bit lighter if you a moment because that's quite heavy.
You can finish.
If that's all right. Yeah.
Please do. Yeah.
Okay. This is called From Another Perspective. I don't do poems. I'm not romantic with words. I don't send soppy cards. I can't remember dates. I forget. But I go to work, earn money to put a roof over our heads. I empty the bins. I wheel the wheelie in and out and in. I pick up spots and wash. Fetch the dog back from his great escapes. Wipe up muddy paws when I would prefer to collapse in a heap and veg out after work. No, I don't do poems. I'm sorry, I realise I didn't send that one across, but you kind of inspired me listening to everyone else, and with the humorous ones, I wanted to do something a bit light-hearted.
Yeah. So how often do you write? Do you write lots and lots? Or?
Just when the mood takes me, really. I think like most people, you write things because, I don't know, you see something, you hear something, and something comes in your mind, doesn't it? I don't know. Is that how it works for everyone else? And you just need to respond?
Yeah, for me, I kind of get fragments of things and then I have to write. There's, I have, I've got a notebook and then kind of just words come out. I don't know where they come from, but,
yeah,
it's just there. And it might take a long time for them to put them into anything coherent for anybody else. But I can do like fragments of phrases and things like that and put them together. But I think everybody's got a different way of working, isn't it? And things like that.
Same with making art, a painting. I once met a gentleman many years ago. I only ever met him that one time. I was running a workshop at that time, and he came along, and he this amazing work in this time that we were there, and he just said, "It just comes out of my hand," and I was just absolutely blown away. And yeah, it just comes out of my hand. It was just amazing.
Well, I'm just aware of the time now, so due to finish now. So, wow, thank you all so much for another fantastic event and everything that you shared. And thank you also, Brian, for chairing so wonderfully as well. All your contributions and time, really much appreciated. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll be running another one in a couple of months, so I will let you know those dates. It'd be great to have you there again. But yeah, have a lovely weekend, everybody. Thank you.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Thanks very much. That was brilliant.